This is Times Drive and I'm Joel Pereira. Now, cars came relatively late for us in India, so our list of automotive icons is pretty short. Sure, we have a few like the Bajaj Chetak or the Hindustan Motors Ambassador or the Maruti 800, but I could argue that those aren't truly Indian. We all know that the Bajaj was essentially the Vespa Sprint, the Ambassador was the Morris Minor, and the 800, well, we just rebadged a small Japanese car. When I hear the words Indian automotive icon, the car that really comes to my mind is the Mahindra Scorpio. The best part is, it's still around, and the newest one is right here. Say hello to the all-new Scorpio, the second generation of one of the cars that created the idea of a luxury SUV in India. A car that could go anywhere and handle our roads, but with air conditioning and nice seats. The Scorpio is one of the most ubiquitous cars around, with a shape and form that everyone's familiar with, which is why it was time to change, to start afresh. The new Scorpio might share a body shell with the older model, which is why you might think of this car as an update. But according to Mahindra, nothing has carried forward from the outgoing car except the doors and the roof. Now, I was especially pumped to get behind the wheel of the new Scorpio because of some intense personal connections. Back in 2006, when the Scorpio was launched with the 2-liter CRD engines, I bought one. It was my first car, and 8 years later, I still have it, and I use it as often as I can. When I bought it all those years ago, it was perfect for me because, hey, it was my first car. But then my affection for my car papered over all its flaws, and trust me, the Scorpio had plenty. It could be quite terrifying at high speeds or around corners, and the gearbox was notchy and difficult to use when it was cold. The interiors were basic at best, and barely a year after I bought it, everything inside started rattling. So today I'm going to compare the new Scorpio with the old one. And having just said that the car is entirely new, what you're going to get under the hood is the same 2.2-liter M-Hawk engine that was also in the outgoing Scorpio as well as in the current XUV 500. Power output remains similar at about 120 bhp and 280 newtons of torque. But here's the new part. That terrible gearbox I was talking about in the older car, gone, replaced. Attached to that M-Hawk engine is a new gearbox. It's a vast improvement over the outgoing model. And with it, the ratios have changed a bit. What is nice about the Scorpio is that unless you're redlining it, you never feel like you're running out of power. There are no dead spots, especially at the low to mid-range. It makes sense that Mahindra wouldn't bother changing anything about this engine because for us at least, this is the smoothest engine in the class. And if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Run out of juice at higher speeds, and for the Scorpio it's about 140 kilometers or so, which is when a warning chime pops in, reminding you that you're driving too fast. The transmission might be new, but here there is some room for improvement. It does feel a bit notchy. At some speeds the gear might be disobedient and need an extra bit of push. The clutch, though lighter than the older car, is still quite weighted, and driving it in medium speed traffic is not going to be a party. Now, where the new Scorpio has improved the most though is the ride and handling. With the old car, it was always the compromise. Nice looking car, powerful engine, terrible ride and worse handling. But now that's mostly gone because the chassis has changed. It's still ladder and frame, so you're going to get some of that residual body roll, but it's much stiffer, and no point does it feel like you're about to somersault off the asphalt. The overall specs have remained almost identical, but then the track, i.e. the horizontal area between the wheels, has become wider, so the car feels much more stable, especially out on the highway. The ride too has improved. The earlier Scorpio would bob and weave like a drunken infant on roads that were less than super smooth. But now with the new chassis and the suspension setup, the car is more sedan and less speedboat. Even 12 years after the launch of the first Scorpio, this car is still a big seller, and Mahindra wisely has decided, I think, not to change with the form too much. Where they have taken a leap though is the front of the car. And I didn't say leap forward because I still don't know whether I like it or not. Look at it. It looks like an angry Decepticon. It all looks very aggro, with the older, gentler fan-shaped grille replaced by something that honestly looks like knives. The new projector headlamps, again with a scowling LED eyebrow and a bumper that looks like it's hiding something. The sides are pretty much the same with the plastic cladding, but around the back, the reflective pillars are gone, replaced by these clear lens LED lamps. You've also got this black applique and a chrome box for the license plate, and again, I can't decide whether I like it or not. It does look very striking and modern, but also somewhat overwrought. Like they couldn't decide which bits they liked while designing it, so they just threw in everything. While the outside of the older Scorpio was still kind of presentable, the insides aged badly. When you got into the Scorpio, you knew that this was designed when there were new episodes of Friends every week. Which is why the new dashboard, steering wheel and door pads were long overdue. The rounded shapes everywhere are gone, replaced by meters and buttons with edges everywhere. The blue lighting scheme goes well with the grey interiors, and if you spring for the top-end model, which is what we have right now, you're also getting a touchscreen central console that features your stereo, parking assist and navigation. You're also getting a tire pressure and temperature gauge and climate control. What you're missing, however, is the storage space. You've got very few in the gear console and very little in the door. Definitely not enough to put in a bottle. They also wish Mahindra could have used some better plastics. The rear seats too have been redesigned, pushed further back and have become wider and longer, offering more comfort. It's also going to seat 5 adults quite nicely. Now Mahindra have goofed a little bit with the front door and the front seat. For one, the driver's seat has got 3-way adjustments, which is nice, and the door panel has got the window controls, which is also nice. The problem is though that the seat's so close to the door that you can't access the controls if the door is shut, which is a bit silly. Now I've spent about a week or so driving this car and I've really grown quite fond of it. Issues aside, it's one of those cars you just feel nice driving. As a long-time Scorpio owner, would I upgrade? To be honest, I haven't decided yet because the old car suits me just fine. Now the new Scorpio was launched just last week and you've got 6 variants to choose from, beginning at the super low-end 75 bhp S2 all the way up to the car we're driving right now, the fully loaded S10 version. Prices begin at 7.98 lakhs for the don't even bother about it super low version, going all the way to 11.46 lakhs for the fully loaded model, with 4 variants in between. It is cheaper than all the competition, still great value for money, and I expect to see many out on the road.